Welcome to Comics on Parole. My name is Dan Glazer. We have a really fun show. I usually have two comics on, but this is a special comic we have on who has a vast history in the comedy world, but we'll come to him shortly. We want to briefly get the announcement out of the way, but before we do, I'd like to invite over to the Parole desk Mr. Al Burrows. Al Burrows is the owner of this fine, massive studio operation. He also travels with the SOS band, just recently worked with Morris Day. And any announcements? I haven't had you on in a while.
We're going to London.
Were you really?
We're going to London. We got 3 dates in London and one in Amsterdam at the end of November.
Yep. Amsterdam. That's wild.
Yeah.
Will your wife let you have a night out on the town in Amsterdam?
Man, I got all these women calling me up. Is Dan coming? Is Dan coming? I said, no.
When are you going?
I think it's last week in the month or something like that.
So we'll still
right before Thanksgiving.
So we'll still be able to have the show and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I think we
exciting.
leave on Wednesday and your show's on Tuesday.
How old is the SOS band?
First hit was in 1980.
Gosh, they've been around a long time.
34 years.
I mean, this is a big band. This is no small stuff here.
Yeah.
You're like a celebrity, but you're never seen, right?
Yeah. No, I don't want to be seen.
You do the technical. Anything else you would like to talk about?
No, I mean, this is about as exposed as I want to get.
By the way, the Surgeon General makes us announce these things are dangerous. Do not hang these things on your desk. It's frequencies going through the side. It's like giving yourself electric shock.
You're going to kill yourself. Give me that.
Okay. That's a Bluetooth thing. Don't you have that on your neck all day? It's frequencies. It's like you're Frankenstein.
I don't remember.
Anyway, so anything else you want to announce?
No, man, that's it.
Okay, do you still have your class teaching kids?
Oh yeah, we got all that. Yeah,
teach kids communication. Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you so much,
Appreciate
Al. Come to the Parole desk,
Reverend Dan.
And right now, we want to briefly go to a few announcements. The first announcement is Mr. Brian T. Shirley. Do you know Brian T. Shirley, Eric?
Yes.
Okay. Brian T. Shirley is going to be having a show at Jerry Farber's Side Door November 15th. At around 10:30. So bring your jammies, bring your sleeping bag. It's going to be a sleepover. He's a funny guy that tours the country, and I think he goes to other countries as well. And so that's November 15th at 10:30. I believe I'll be hosting with a few other comics. And right now, let's just take it to a quick Jerry Farber Side Door promotion, and then we'll get on with the show. At 9:30 p.m. It's a $5 door fee, but you get all the chicken wings you want to eat, all the sandwiches, and some stage time. So come out to Jerry Farber's Side Door. Also, let's give a shout out to all the other great open mics like Laughing Skull, The Basement, Improv, Bonkers, and there's many more. So have a good time on an open mic and go out and enjoy yourself. That was the condensed Jerry Farber side door announcement. Now I want to welcome to the Parole desk is a very funny comedian actor who has appeared on television shows Last Comic Standing, William Shatner's Aftermath, and appeared just recently on Homicide Hunter. He has been performing comedy since the age of 6, has performed with likes of Louis Anderson, Frank Caliendo, Paul Reiser, but he is best known for his hilarious deadpan attempt to impress the women in the audience. I want to welcome to the Parole desk comedian Eric Hunter.
Oh, hey.
How are you, Mr. Hunter?
I didn't know you were here.
I want to compliment your dress. He's got a short. You didn't know I was here. You're funny. Okay. So anyway, I do want to congratulate you on getting the part on as a drunken bum on Homicide Hunter. And I remember you told me before you got to it, you had tried out for it. But being a drunken bum on Homicide Hunter wasn't a big stretch for you, though, was it? Did you have to prepare for the role?
No, I did not prepare for the role. The character that I played was drunk in a strip club and then got murdered.
Oh, he got murdered.
But he wasn't a bum.
So which means you're not coming back to the show.
No.
He wasn't a bum. Okay. Now, but what I understand, the producers of that show liked you, and they want you on another homicide show, correct?
I hope so. I hope so. We'll see. We'll see. Because this is the 4th season of Homicide Hunter. So apparently it's a popular show.
Yeah.
And so I guess they're going to see if they're coming back for a 5th season, a 6th season. And they do some other shows as well. So hopefully something will work out.
Because that's your dream, really, is to be.
Again.
You want the acting to take over from the comedy eventually, right? Because you're getting too old to travel, right?
I'm very young, and I love to travel.
Okay.
And I love to act, and I love to do comedy.
Okay.
And I love to be guests on
comedy shows.
Comedy shows like this, where the table you can't lean on,
yeah.
or it falls apart.
We try to be flexible.
Yeah, you are.
Now, I do want to ask you briefly about this show with I've never heard of the show with William Shatner's Aftermath. What was that about?
William Bill, as we called him, hosted a show for 2 seasons where he would interview famous and infamous real-life people. And then we would reenact a lot of the things that went on in their life or their circumstance that they were highlighting on the show. And so I portrayed Bernie Getz.
Oh,
you remember?
Yeah, he shot on the subway, right?
Yeah, he was the subway shooter vigilante.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see
that. Was me.
Yeah.
And then I played Dr. Jeffrey Wigand, who was the tobacco whistleblower.
Oh, yeah.
I guess back in the 80s.
They made a movie about that.
Right.
With
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe,
in common.
Al Pacino. I've always seen a similarity between you and Russell. You should have been in Gladiator. You should have been Gladiator.
Yeah, I don't
What's
know
your
what
name?
happened
Say Gladiator.
Gladiator. Gladiator.
But that's true. It was a very long movie. Did you ever see the movie? It was a very long
movie.
movie.
About now?
The movie with Russell Crowe, and it was Al Pacino in the movie about who blew the...
Oh, no. Yeah, I did see that one. That was called the Tobacco movie. No, I can't remember the name of it.
It was a very long movie. I saw it years ago, but that's interesting. You played that. Yeah. I could see, because you're very unassuming. I could see you playing the guy with hidden range that turns out to be a shooter, because you're very ordinary looking, as Getz was. Right. So I could see that. I could see you playing that part. That was very good.
Okay. Well,
good. Okay. Now, you started comedy at the age of 6, right? And tell us about that. You talked back to your grandmommy.
Didn't talk back to her.
Yeah.
I did a tagline, I think, for her. No, I've just always liked being funny ever since I was a little kid, because my brothers are funny, my mom's funny, and just a funny family. And so my grandmother, during one of our family picnics, came up to me, and I hadn't finished my hot dog, and she said, "Finish that."
Yeah.
And I said, "But I don't want it." And she said, "There's starving kids in Africa who would love to eat that." And I said, "Well, here, send it to them." And my cousin started laughing, and that was, I think, my first laugh that I remember. And so ever since then, I've just liked making people laugh.
Are you the funniest person in your family?
No.
No, really?
My older brother's funnier.
Because I remember seeing an interview with Michael Myers, and his mother, he said he was the least funniest in the whole family, about 4 or 5 brothers. Right. But he's a very funny guy. But he was always funnier as his characters than himself. But the show was about you, so please don't change the subject again to another comment. Okay. So you continue at that age. Did you think you were going to be a comedian?
No. I thought I was going to be a baseball player.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I think every 6-year-old boy thinks he's going to be a baseball player.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Baseball or football, and we played hockey. So, I thought I would be a professional athlete.
Where'd you grow up at?
Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania. Yeah, and then Ohio.
Oh, really?
And then down to, I don't know if you know where Atlanta, Georgia is, just...
I'll have to look at a map.
Right around Atlanta.
But I went to Valley Forge Military Academy in Wayne, Pennsylvania.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But you're familiar with that, right?
Valley Forge, yeah.
They filmed the movie Taps there.
That's years ago. Sean Connery.
No, Timothy Hutton. What town were you in Pennsylvania?
Westchester.
Westchester. That's near Wayne. I almost went to Westchester. I applied to Westchester University.
Okay.
And they said, don't apply again. So, okay. So now, you took a similar class as I did with Jeff Justice when he was a much younger man. How many years ago did you take that?
Oh, 17 maybe?
17 years ago, yeah. He's aged quite a bit since then. Right?
Yeah, but his mustache has stayed the same.
His mustache has stayed. It's a very good comedy class. It's Comedy Workshop, very good class, and it's made you somewhat of the man you are today. I think Jeff takes total responsibility, but he did help. I could never have done this without it.
No, yeah, he's great at kickstarting and
Yeah.
you know, teaching people the basics and,
Yeah.
and getting you going and encouraging you. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
what he
no,
did.
yeah, I never could have done it without it. But I want to explain to you. I've known Eric because he comes to our open mic, but it's when I invite someone on the show. Yes, don't be nervous. It's when I invite someone on the show and then I read their biography that I start to become intimidated by what they've accomplished. And let me show you what Eric has accomplished throughout his years as a comedian. He's performed with comedians such as Louis Anderson at the Comedy Store in L.A., Brian Reagan, Ray Romano. Was he a nice guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he looks like a nice guy. Very funny guy. Tom Papa, Jake Johansson, Blake Kevin, let's go, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Goldthwait.
Nice
It's very
guy.
hard name. Kevin Pollock, Frank Caliando. He must have been brand new, just starting out with. Or was he already been?
No, he was, when I first met Frank, he had just gotten a show called Hype,
Yeah.
which was on WB or something many years ago. And then we worked together a few times after that when he was doing, you know, shows. I think it was right before Frank TV. Remember that one?
Yes,
He
yes,
did?
yes.
Right before then. So yeah.
Now, did you get to know Ray Romano well? Did you?
No, it was just one show at the Ice House in Pasadena. Actually, two shows one night. He was working out, getting ready to perform at the White House for, I think, the Obama inauguration or something like that.
Wow.
So he was working on his 4 or 5 minutes for that. So that was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
he paid me a nice compliment. So
Did
I
you
enjoyed
ask
that.
him if he could get you a doggy bag? Like, do they have a meal? They must have a buffet for him, and he bring back a doggy bag
From the
White House for the White
Well,
House.
I wasn't going to see him after because he was going to go to the White House and then probably go home, and I would probably never see him again, so I wouldn't be able to get the food.
So he came up to you and said he liked your set.
He said very funny, especially that Georgia Atlanta joke.
What
so
joke was that?
So I've had to do that ever since.
What's
then.
the joke?
Well, yeah, I can't really.
Okay,
do
can't do it. Okay.
It's yeah, just watch it online.
Now, Kevin Pollock became quite an accomplished actor. He was in that movie with Tom Cruise,
Sure.
Caliando, and there's a few other here. The Amazing Jonathan,
Sure. Yeah,
well known.
yeah.
Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy J.J. Dynamite Walker.
Did you perform with him quite a bit, or just that one?
No, it was 1 week in Houston.
How was he?
I don't know.
How'd you like Houston? I used to live there.
I like Houston.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Cockroaches fly and breathe fire in Houston.
Right.
It's very hot. And Dennis Reagan.
Dennis Regan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he really is quite accomplished, and that's when I started getting intimidated that, he looks like this everyday, ordinary guy, but he's actually kind of a superhero comedian. But this is what's really impressive. When you were in college, you met Jay Leno and Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes, Jay came and performed at Notre Dame where I was a sophomore at the time.
Yeah.
And then after the show, he invites students to come get an autograph from him.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal for me because he was one of my favorites at the time, probably my favorite at the time. So he did, a 2-hour show and just nonstop laughter.
This was Leno or Seinfeld. Which one?
Leno.
Yeah.
Jay Leno.
Yeah, he's a genius. Yeah.
Yeah, and so went and got his autograph, and he said, "Oh, are you a comedian?" And I don't know why he asked me that. I thought, do I look like a comedian?
It was the aura.
Or maybe he's saying that to everyone who comes up for an autograph. I don't know. But I said, no, but I hope to be one day.
That's true.
So he signed an autograph that said, to Eric, see you in Hollywood, Jay Leno. So I've kept that.
That's very strange, though.
And then I went to see him in L.A., and
Yeah.
I wanted to bring the autograph and hopefully get to talk to him, but I didn't.
But that's very odd. He sensed something. When you get a feeling about someone, you really are getting a feeling. I don't mean to get too touchy-feely. Now, what about Jerry Seinfeld?
Seinfeld did a nightclub in South Bend.
Oh, yeah.
So we, went off campus and saw his show. That was probably my senior year. There was an opener, and then Jerry was just hysterical for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then after the show, he just walked over to the bar and got a drink, and my friends and I were standing, 15 feet from him.
Yeah.
And he was just standing there by himself, and I said, well, let's go get his autograph. My friends said, no, don't bother him. I said, come on, he's standing there, he's not doing anything, let's get an autograph. So I walked over to him, and my friends came with me, and I said, do you mind if I got an autograph? My friends and I didn't know if we should just stand over there and look stupid or come over and ask for an autograph. And he said you should have stayed over there and looked stupid.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
he didn't mean it, though.
No, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
He knows we're... I thought it was funny.
That's hilarious.
So I said, can you write to my best friend, Eric?
Yeah.
And he wrote to Eric, who I don't know, Jerry Seinfeld. So those are two of my favorite autographs.
Did you talk with him a while after that?
That was the whole conversation right there.
He performed at Jerry Farber's Side Door, not the Side Door, his other club, years ago.
Okay.
And he didn't even remember him performing there. There's a guy named Colonel Bruce Hampton. You know Bruce Hampton?
Yeah, from the Aquarium Rescue.
Yeah, and he was
Great
a comedian
band.
too. And he said to Jerry, he said, "Do you remember when Seinfeld came to your club?" He goes, "No." And then he goes, "Oh yeah, I do remember." And I said, "Well, how could you forget?" But he was so new then. He just for some reason just stick out.
Well, it is weird that Farber would forget something.
Well, he's getting forgetful. I mean, he's 86 years old. So, 76. Okay. So what we want to do is, I think it's time we see the genius comedy of Mr. Eric Hunter by seeing one of his sets.
Thank you. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day. I really do. I had a tough Valentine's Day, and my girlfriend dumped me. Yeah. Alice let me go. Yeah, she was very direct about it, too. She goes, "Eddie, come here." I go, "It's Eric." She goes, "Eric, come here." That's the first sign right there, isn't it? So I'm trying to meet a nice woman. I really am. Boy, I'd love to meet a nice woman around here. I really, and I just won the lottery. So ladies, I don't know if that means anything to you, but if you're into money, I'll be backstage after the show. I love to cook and clean, and I love to lose arguments. If you're single, you just want to talk after the show, outside after the show. My dad owns a jewelry store, so my brother owns a Haagen-Dazs franchise. So if you just want to hang out after the show or just talk or something, I'll be back there by the mirror after I run a little puppy retreat in Midnight. Yeah, we got a lot of cute little puppies out there. They're so cute, ladies. A bunch of kids.
That's a very funny set. Which people say. Now, this is apparently before you were married. You have a very lovely wife. How long have you been married?
Let's see. 6 years.
Okay, I want to get to the marriage. But briefly, Bob and Tom radio show. Are you currently still on this show? What Bob and Tom radio show?
I've been a guest on their show. I'm not on it now, though. I'm on the Dan Glazer Comics on Parole show.
Okay. Where is this Bob and Tom show? Is it out of Atlanta?
No, they are out of Indianapolis, and they're syndicated nationwide.
Because you're heard on Pandora.com,
Sure.
Slacker Radio, Sirius XM, satellite radio, and you have a podcast called The Conversationalist.
Correct.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, well, it's fun. Well, I have a CD, and I send it to Slacker, Pandora, and Sirius, and they play it.
Are you? Oh, just a CD. You don't make up new jokes for them.
No, they play recordings
of the CD. Okay.
Yeah.
That's still impressive. Do you get paid? You do. Okay, that's the important thing. But that's very impressive. It's very, very impressive. I mean, when you're on Sirius, you're on with what's his name? The big guy with the long hair.
What?
What's his name? Howard Stern. He's on Sirius.
Yeah, I don't have a show.
I know, but still, you're heard on the same station as Howard Stern. That's getting somewhere.
Yes.
Now, in 2008, you appeared in Last Comic Standing on NBC, and this is very impressive, as semifinalists in Boston Comedy Festival, which is the biggest one, right?
Well, I think Montreal probably is the biggest, and they vary from year to year as far as importance. But that was a good one.
As a semifinalist, do you get work because of that?
No.
It's only the finalist that gets the work.
I think, yeah. If that, I mean, you get work, but I didn't get any work directly from someone there in Boston who saw me.
Okay,
no,
gotcha.
Now you have cross that one off.
Okay, cross that one. You have a degree at Notre Dame, and you majored in communication and theater at Notre Dame. By the way, Regis Philbin, he went to Notre Dame.
Yes, there's a theater named after Regis.
Yeah, I have a cousin who's best friends with him since they were pages or something together in New York. And they go on cruises. Barry Glazer, they still go on cruises together. So anyway, did that theater help you with your
video
comedy?
of that?
No,
Let's
we
go to
do
the
not
video.
have a video.
Oh, okay.
What do you could take the show over after I leave. Now, did the theater help you with your comedy?
Yes, yeah. I had never performed in a structured official capacity until college, when I started doing theater in college, and it helped me to, become a performer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, what people don't realize, one of Eric's other talents is he's quite musical. So right now, we want to take it to a music set he did. Now, what I want to know, what was your motivation behind doing this video?
Beer?
Beer. Okay. And you were home alone. The wife wasn't home.
And the song, it's a great song. So
it was very good.
Yeah, it was
it's
very
really
good.
funny. And the whole thing is really funny. It goes on much longer than where you read the newspaper. And you say you did not know the
I did not know
the
the camera was on. I was just sitting in the couch.
How is that possible?
I was drinking and listening to music, and then here it is.
That's funny. Okay, now if you go to what is your website?
EricHunter.com.
And if you go to erichunter.com, you could read some wonderful testimonials. Like here's one. Eric Hunter had the Detroit Comedy Festival audience and myself gasping for breath as he destroyed the room with extraordinary comedic talent. He was definitely one of the highlights of our 6-day, 40 comic festival, and I can't wait to see him perform again. David Moretz, president of Aspen Talent. And here's another one. Oh, Eric. What?
He's out of business, by the way.
Oh, he is? Okay.
He's no longer.
It was his taste in comic. Okay, and here's another one. Oh, Eric, I had a wonderful time last night.
Wait.
You're soft-spoken.
Don't read that one.
And you're great. And on my neck, you blew on my neck, and the silent chills sent chills throughout my body. Please, more. Please come back, my love. I need more. Love, Mercedes. Okay.
Which one of those is not true?
Okay, now we want to go. Now, wedding. Okay, so you got married 6 years ago.
Yes.
So how's that been? You have a lovely wife.
Yes.
Really pretty wife.
The loveliest.
Loveliest.
Yeah.
And is she understanding of you? Is she patient with you?
Yes. Oh,
And
yeah.
Does she work? Does she have a job?
Yes.
Was she a nurse?
Very hard.
She looks like a nurse. What does she do?
No, she's not a nurse. What do nurses look like?
I don't know. They
What
look
hospital do you
pretty.
go to?
They're very lovely. Very lovely. She
Okay.
looks like she has a good bedside manner. So apparently, right after you got married, you must have come into the set.
All right, we're going to have to go to a break now.
This set about weddings.
What are you thinking when you were talking about my wife and the sex?
So let's take it to this set about weddings.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It is so nice to be here. Last week I was down in Miami, so it's great to be back in America. I love English. I do. I mean, I know all the words. Studied it in school. Had 2 semesters. Got a B- and a D. I was out in Nevada recently. Anyone ever been to Nevada? Hot out there, boy, isn't it? I was in a casino in Las Vegas, which was a lot of fun. Anyone ever been to Las Vegas? Hang on, like 10 of you have been to Nevada, about 25 of you have been to Las Vegas. Wait a minute. Hang on.
But you can't do that, can you? I don't know if... That was weird. It's not a Gallup poll or anything, but I think we can... That was weird. All right. All right. Vegas, lived there for 12 years. Nevada, no, I ain't been out there, man. We got to get on 285 and head east. I ain't going to do that, man. That's fine. No more geography then. I guess that was my fault. They got a lot of those wedding chapels out there. You ever seen those wedding chapels? You ever go to a wedding or anything? Anyone ever get married? You ever do that? Like if you're in love with somebody, or you just maybe it's arranged or something. You know somebody and you need to get married, and you're just like, hey, I kind of like you a lot. And so there's a big ceremony. Perhaps you might have like a civil thing, or maybe you have sort of a religious ceremony. You're walking down the aisle there, everyone's all dressed up. You ever do that? Like a tuxedo or something. Someone's got on nice shoes, and you have a limousine and stuff. You maybe an open bar, which is great. You don't want a cash bar. No one's going to go to a cash bar. Open bars are what you want. You can have food, right? You have food. I love prime rib and stuff. You can eat that. You get a choice. Someone will mess it up with a vegetarian thing. Like, I don't even like this guy. He's a long-distance relative. You have the relatives, you know what I'm talking about, where people are like an in-law. When you get married, you know how in-laws are. Sometimes you don't want to...
Now, this is the set Ray Romano liked, right? There was a particular joke he liked.
He liked them all, but he mentioned that joke.
About Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, instead of Vegas, Nevada, I did Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, gotcha.
And he thought it was very funny.
That is funny.
That was very funny, the Atlanta, Georgia bit.
You sound just like him. And your humor is very dry. Wouldn't you consider it dry?
I guess.
Very subtle. You sound just like Ray Romano.
Yeah.
Is it? Now, Eric also is not an aspiring actor. He's achieving stardom as an actor. I want to show you a brief. You made a reel to show to agents as an actor.
Oh yeah, my acting reel. Yeah, to get work.
Yeah, let's show a bit of his acting reel.
Combing the sidelines, that's Eric Hunter. Let's see what Eric has before the ball game starts. Eric?
Well, this is my everybody, a gang, this is Stuart. He's going to be working with us for a couple of weeks. Doesn't bite, so don't you, okay?
Now, where was I? Can anyone tell me who is the biggest consumer of our product?
Commissioner, what brings you here today?
On behalf of the National Basketball Association, I am proud to announce that the Chicago Bulls have just selected Marcus Coleman as the #1 overall draft pick in this year's NBA draft.
Any ideas?
Advertising?
Exactly!
Could it be that they just have a superior product?
Do I have to say it?
He'll be all right. He's got an advanced case of appendicitis, though, so, that's not uncommon, but we're going to have to perform surgery immediately. What we're going to do is remove the appendix, because if that thing's left untreated, well, it's going to burst. You don't want that, obviously, so we're going to have to go in there now.
Please don't! Listen! No! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You lost your shit, man? Who are you? Vincent. Please tell me what's going on.
That was worthy of Academy Award. Do you consider yourself a method actor?
Yes.
That was amazing.
I'll be whatever you want me to be. If there's any talent agents out there that just saw that clip, I hope you're amazed.
Okay. Well, see, not only that, Eric is a very accomplished sports reporter. Let's show that real briefly.
Combing the sidelines, that's Eric Hunter. Let's see what Eric has before the ball game starts. Eric?
Well, this is my kind of matchup. We've got the Dublin Irish taking on Blessed Trinity, a Catholic school. Irish, Catholic, I'm Irish Catholic, so this is perfect. Now, how did these two teams get here? In the semifinals, Dublin defeated Greater Atlanta Christian, winners from Region 6. Now, who was the runner-up? Well, that was Blessed Trinity, who in the semifinals...
And you were with GPP, the station that does Barney. In fact, they wanted to do the reporting in the Barney suit outfit, right? That would have been good.
It didn't fit.
It did. Okay. Now, one thing we like to do on the show briefly is find someone separated in birth picture.
Oh,
so let's
Lord.
go to the first one. This is the closest person I could find was Dagwood. I see a similarity.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one.
I like hamburgers and sandwiches.
Dagwood in bed with two women. I could see that with you. Okay, go away from that.
So I look like a cartoon character. Is what
That's right.
Okay.
Now, what we want to do, let's skip the stand-up comedy area and go straight to a CD. But before you show the CD, it'll be the last thing, is tell us about this CD. It's a Christmas CD, right?
No.
It isn't. What can you tell us about this CD?
It's available at ericHunter.com.
Right.
And it's called As a Comic in All Seriousness.
Yeah.
Which was a line from my favorite comedian of all time, Bobby Bittman.
Uh-huh.
Are you familiar with him?
I've heard the name, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Where?
I don't know. I'm saying it. I try to be agreeable.
He was a character on SCTV.
I have heard
Eugene Levy played him.
Uh-huh.
And he'd always say, as a comic in all seriousness. So that's where that came from. And it's a live recording from the Boise, Idaho Funny Bone.
Well, let's play, we're in the fireplace. Let's play the commercial for this CD.
Yeah, I tried to sell these. If you're out there buying Christmas gifts now, this makes a great Christmas gift.
Yes, let's take it to this CD.
Oh, hi. Famed comedian Eric Hunter here. Are you in the mood to buy a great gift for Christmas or Hanukkah? Well, how's about giving the gift of laughter? Hey, what's this? Why, it's my comedy CD, As a Comic in All Seriousness. And it's available now on my website, erichunter.net. Simply click on the Buy Eric's Comedy CD tab, and this can be all yours. But now, let's take a look at a video of an everyday woman sitting all by herself in a room doing nothing. Now, let's take a look at the same woman while she's listening to my comedy CD. A lot of fun. We had anyone else celebrating a birthday this year? Over there, happy birthday. We got the same year. See the difference laughter makes? So improve your life today. Visit erichunter.net and click on Buy Eric's Comedy CD. It's on sale now. Hey, look. I think it's snowing outside, and it's getting chilly.
Very
so
good.
You see,
is this CD you sell for anywhere else besides any stores or anything?
I don't think so. It might be in a used CD bin somewhere.
Okay.
.net or .com. I have both of them, so that's why I was saying .net there, but .com here.
Where did you and your wife meet?
At a comedy club in Charleston, South Carolina.
Was she performing? Or?
Yes, yeah.
Well, oh, she was a comedian?
Yeah, she was.
Really?
But then, unfortunately, she passed away.
Oh, jeez. Is she watching this?
No, yeah, she was doing comedy. She just started, yeah.
Really? And
yeah.
you just you hit it off just like that?
Yeah, we were doing the same show, performing on the same show, and got to talking, and yeah, before you know it, we were exchanging jokes.
Okay, very good. That's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Sure could be written into a movie. Any last words? Where are you going to be performing next? What's coming in the future for you?
Coming up next will be Mason City, Illinois, the Mason City Limits Comedy Club. Uh-huh. And then a week from Friday, Saturday, I'll be in Mobile, Alabama, at the comedy club out there, Bonkers, I believe is what it's called.
And tell people you have a Facebook and your website again.
Oh, yes. erichunter.net or erichunter.com. I'm on Facebook at facebook.com /Eric Hunter Comedy and twitter.com/EricHunterLaugh.
Okay. And I have to pay Eric to. How much do I owe you? How much do I make the check for?
$4.
$4.
$3.90.
Listen, thank you so much, Eric, for coming. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in to Comics on Parole. In 2 weeks we'll be on again. We don't know who will be on, but they will be here. Thank you.